Hi, it's Kyle from Bitewing Games, and today is one of my very favorite days. I just got a box in the mail that has our very new games in it. And so let's take a look at them. We have our two newest games are Seagrass and Arribada. Seagrass is from Trevor Benjamin and Brett J. Gilbert, who we've worked with before on Azure. And Arribada is by Robert Hovakimyan, who we've worked with quite a few times on Bombastic and Bebop and a handful of other games. All right, let's take a look inside. So the artwork for both games was done by Alicia Giroux. She's done an awesome job. Absolutely love this. We'll start off looking at the rule book here. So Arribada, got a bunch of components listed, setup, and kind of how you're going to play the game, which we'll kind of briefly review here. Quite a few examples in the game of what you'll be doing. So there is the rule book. We'll set that off to the side. Let's take a look inside here. Let's start with the board. I think your turtles will go all over on the board. This is the two-player side of the board, and if you flip it over, is for 3 or 4 players. Just a bigger board that you'll be playing on. Your score track right around here on the outside. Let's take a look at some of the components that we'll be placing on the board. We have little racks for players to store their turtles, and let's look at those turtles. So 4 racks for the turtles. We've got a bag that you'll be drawing the turtles from with our cute little baby turtle here. So there's our draw bag. It's kind of a rounded bottom, so it should stay up really well. Let's look at the actual tokens here. So you've got a bunch of cardboard cutouts. And this is a prototype, so not everything is final in here. Some of the color, some of the final, there may be some changes, but this is just kind of give you a pretty good idea of what's inside of the box. So we've got these different turtles of different values. So we got 1 through 8. So we'll just get some of these turtles out here. We don't really need to have all of them for any reason. We'll get a few of these little seashells out just so you can see what they look like on the board. All right, so we've got all those turtles, and quite a few, like I said, quite a few punch boards with all those turtles on them. So these turtles will go in the bag, and you'll be drawing these throughout the game from the bag, and then you'll be storing your personal supply of turtles on your rack. We'll have our score pile here, so as you go around the board and past 50, you'll take one of these to keep track of your score throughout the game. So with the turtles are going to be placed out here on the board, and then you are claiming them. So there's 4 different colors. All right, so we've got our 4 different colors. They're never going to be like on the board like this. They're always going to be on the turtles. So as you place your turtles out, you are claiming those. There's going to be some other turtles that when you go next to them, you can claim those instead of laying turtles out yourself. So you're going to start the game with turtles on all these spots, and as you play them, you'll place them out. And what you're really trying to do, and I'll show it as a sequence right here, you're trying to score sets or runs. And so here you have a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a run. So you're going to score points for having runs, and so you want to get a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8 and so on. Or you can score for sets. So if you have multiple ones here, you can score those. I'll just place these out here so you can see what it looks like, and I'll just put some of the other colors on so you can see what they all look like. I know the camera's not going to show it perfectly, but you can see the numbers really well from above or kind of from the side here. The numbers still show up really well even with these colors on there, the beautiful little turtle shells. And that is most everything in Arribada. I didn't say there's like a first player token and some of these other things right here that we looked at. But that is Arribada. So we got these different stacks of the different colors here. Colors right here, about that thick. And that is everything in Arribada. Is there anything deluxe or travel about this? We do like to do travel games, and this is one of the games in our travel line. Yes, of course there is. We have some travel stuff with us. Let me scooch this off to the side and grab our travel case. And this is my favorite thing that potentially we've ever done. This little turtle clamshell case. My wife said, I would never buy a game from Kickstarter, but I would be tempted to buy this because that is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I agree, I absolutely love the turtle here. I got these kind of foamy little arms and legs. As I said, this is a prototype. Some things may change. But inside of this travel case here, this isn't going to fit very well. So we have a cloth mat, but a cloth mat version that will fold up and can be stored here in the travel case. And to make it a little more deluxe as well, instead of the cardboard pieces, you can upgrade to these acrylic clay tiles. So we'll have these right here quite a bit thicker. And there are quite a few of these deluxe things you can see here for each of the numbers. There's a whole bag of those. So there's a whole lot of these little turtles that you'll be able to play with in the game. And that's what they'll look like once you have the different tiles on them. Very pretty, very fun, little turtles sitting on the board. That's everything for Arribada. We'll go ahead and check out Seagrass next, so check out that video.